Welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, and I'm sitting here with
Miguel Ramirez. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Welcome to episode 3.
Woo-hoo.
Here we go. So now we're getting into our regular episodes.
Yeah.
Right? We got the intro and the backgrounds out of the way.
Yes. So now it's time to get down to the dirty.
Yeah.
So you guys are probably going to hear birds chirping in the background. Okay, just know that this is raw, unedited material. You're going to probably hear
the birds
wine
are
glass.
real. They're not.
Yeah,
like,
the birds are.
We didn't put the birds in the podcast.
Sounds like we're living in paradise.
Yeah.
Any comment about that, babe?
Even though we're ready to scrap.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Here we go. So first of all, we wanted to thank people that have listened to the podcast because we've gotten some feedback from you guys, and we've actually had a bunch of people listen to the podcast. We had no idea how this was going to go, right? When we first started. And we've gotten some feedback from some people that have listened, and
thank you for your text messages, your emails, your calls. They mean a lot to us.
Yeah. And the name of the show is Opposites Attract, and even the way people support us is opposite. Because a lot of my friends have listened to the podcast. I've gotten a lot of listeners, but they listen only so that they can make fun of me at work, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm sitting at my desk, and I got one of the guys.
Before we get into that, why don't you share with them the story when I was driving your vehicle?
Which one?
In my business attire, and I happened to look in the rearview mirror, and all of a sudden there was a picture of a penis.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish the rest.
Yeah, one of the guys. So my car needed to be washed, and one of the guys drew he didn't. No, he didn't draw a penis. He wrote on my back windshield backwards so that you could read it, "I wish my wife was this dirty."
Little does he know. No.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I'm driving
but
this.
There probably was a penis on one of the other windows.
And I'm going to appointments. Well, yeah, because you come home with your protein shake with a friggin' penis drawn on the cup. So that's the type of people, that
they're all mechanics and
but they're
military.
A whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're fun, but just to kind of give you some background on them so you can see how they're. Yeah. He's getting shit at work.
Good. I'm gonna get. Yeah, and this is probably going to give me more shit. But anyway, I'm sitting at my desk, and one of the guys comes over, and he tells me that I'm hot and amazing because of you. And then one of the guys sends me a text, and he's like, "How do I listen to the podcast?" So I send him the link, and he said, "I just subscribed." And I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And then a couple minutes later, he says, "You suck. I unsubscribed, and I'm funnier than you are." That's what he sends me in the text. So thank you guys for all your support.
See, I don't get that feedback. I don't get that type of feedback.
Yeah,
but it's cool. It's funny, you know. So, anyways,
So one thing that you were talking about on the last show, you were asking me questions about my report card. And we kind of talked about it after the podcast. Like, I never really got into the whole report card thing. Like, I mentioned it for a split second, but I never really explained what it was about. And
it's just one of his hustle gigs.
It was one of my hustles, yeah.
Yeah, but this was like the best hustle.
It was a good one. So,
my opinion.
When I was in high school, I had a friend of mine that worked in the office, and he was able to get me one of the seals for the school. And back then, the report cards were just printed on regular paper. This started in New York when I was in high school. And what I would do is I would scan it first started with a copier. So I would copy people's report cards.
This is so bad.
And then I would cut out the letters with an X-Acto knife, and I would tape them on to their letter grade. So I could change a B or I could change an F to a D or a C or whatever. And I used to tell people, like, look, if you get busted, you don't know where you did this yourself.
No,
because
bueno.
It didn't. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what. So I used to sell the report cards when I was in high school, and then I did it in Florida a little bit, but my mom busted me because I think I know I didn't give myself straight A's, but I think she was kind of suspicious about my grades.
Well, your mom's smart. I mean,
She
that's
is.
something she would have
is.
done. You know that.
No, you know what? Now I remember what happened. So the report cards that they send in Florida, they look official.
Oh, okay.
They look official. Like, I think it comes with like one of those heat marks, you know, like if you touch it, it disappears. It came with those. And I had shit grades. So what I did was I went back and I think I asked for a copy. So the copy is just a printout from the computer.
Gotcha.
It's not the official thing. So I got the printout and I was like, oh shit, I can I can change this one. So I did. Then my mom got suspicious and then I got busted. And that was the end of my fake document preparing career.
So now I understand where our daughter gets it from.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She forged my signature. I can't remember what it was, but I looked at it and it looked very similar, but I knew it wasn't mine.
It had like a little kid twist on it, right?
Yes. And I asked her about it and she's like, well, mommy, you weren't here, so I just signed for you. Uh-huh. And it was pretty good.
Was it something serious or was it like a grade or?
I don't remember. It wasn't that serious because she would have got in trouble, but
yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. And the other thing was the last podcast I talked a lot about, I talked about how I grew up, but I didn't really talk too much about my mom just because growing up I was with my dad. But when I got to the end of high school, the last 2 years, I spent them in Florida with my mom.
Yeah.
And, that's a big part of why I ended up in the military. And, because if it wasn't for me moving to Florida with my mom in New York, it probably wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to finish high school. And, I love my mom to death. She's amazing. We love her like crazy. The kids love her. It's just, she's the best.
She she thanks Miguel for marrying me for her.
Yeah. Sonja has taken over my mom.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, you hear so many people, so many relationships. Like, it's not like that.
Not at all. No. I mean, we spent an entire summer up there, like me and the kids.
Like, I'm back home working.
Yeah.
And Sonja's with my mom for 3 weeks with the kids. I'm like, how you guys doing?
Shopping, drinking, doing other things.
What's that?
No.
Drink. Is that how you hold your fingers like this when you're drinking? Yeah, no. So yeah.
Did I do that?
No, I think I'm just kidding.
You're going to erase that.
Yeah.
raw edited footage.
No, but no, and it's amazing that you guys can hang out together and do all that.
Yeah, you have an amazing family. I mean, even your godmother plays a big role in our children's lives, and so I'm very appreciative, of the family that I married into, and you as well. Yeah.
Aw, you feeling better now?
I am, jerk.
Yeah. So yeah, we figured we would break the show up into different segments and talk about different things. And, we just kind of write down little topics and stuff that we'll get into. So one thing that we were talking about, we had an issue with Joey, right? With Joey reading. Well, he needs help reading, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he needs a lot of help reading. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I mean, it is a big deal for him to learn how to read.
No,
he needs help with it.
No, it is.
Yes. The situation, whatever.
He's just lazy, though. I mean, he's a smart kid.
Yeah, he is. So the situation that we were having.
Wait, before you start, let me have a drink of wine because the first recording, you had to delete it.
You drink. I'll explain.
Why? So I don't say anything?
You just
to
keep
shut
drinking.
my mouth?
Keep drinking. No.
Yeah. This is the second recording. The first one was pretty tough. He's like, I ain't putting that shit up. But I'm like, hey, they want real. We're going to give them real. Like, it's going to sell. No,
it's all good. So the issue that we had was I was upstairs reading with Joey. And so what I normally do, like, I'll read a page of a book, like it's all words on the page. It's not like a picture book. And by the end of the first page, he's like done reading.
He's pissed. He's frustrated.
He's frustrated. He's done, but he's done reading. So what I do is I have him read the first page, and there may be 8 pages or 10 pages in the. You looking at the flies?
No, I'm just saying, like, hey, last time, did you talk to them about the bird flying into the window?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Go ahead, tell them that.
We'll get back to the Joey reading.
I saw something shiny, but.
I know. Like the dog with the squirrel. Squirrel?
Shut up, yes.
Yeah. But no, in the last podcast, right at the end when we're doing the, I think you might have been talking about Trust Inc. Like we're sitting there talking and our sliding glass window is just over there. And while you're talking, a bird is like trying to fly into our house and like bounce it, like flew full speed and bounced off of the sliding glass window. It scared the crap out of it. Like I haven't seen that. You've seen it before, you said. And then the even crazier thing is that I'm listening back to the podcast, like getting ready to put it up. And while I'm looking for that section, I think it was like 48 minutes or 54 minutes and 48 seconds. While I'm listening to that section for the bird flying into the window, a bird flies into the window again.
Yep. So I see a bird.
So we see shadows of birds and we start ducking and moving.
So I'm just like, hey, that'd be kind of cool now that we're taking a video to like get a bird.
Get birds just flying through the window,
like
breaking their necks. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you clean the windows really good. Yeah. Is that what I have to do to get you to clean? Is put the
other
video?
Windows are a disaster. I just cleaned the ones for the podcast.
So, I think I'm going to move the video upstairs so I can get him to clean all the windows
every week we're going to shoot it from a different corner.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Joey.
Okay.
So I'm upstairs reading with Joey, and
this is going to get us fighting, so that's why I had to put something else on.
So anyway, I'm reading with Joey. I'm getting down to the end of the page, and you come in.
Mommy Bear comes in and wants to cuddle.
You've been working all day. You haven't seen the kids.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were working nonstop. So we finished the page, and now I'm reading the rest of the pages. But now I'm getting into page 3, 4, 5. Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, why don't you have him read every other page?
Or even half of the page. Like he read
the
page.
First page. Yes. The first full page, and he was done. He was done. Yeah. He didn't want to read anymore. And every once in a while, like I'll read a sentence and I point out a couple words for him to read. Mm-hmm. But I have him read a page, and eventually it'll pick up to more pages. But I was getting frustrated because you're like, why don't you have him read every other page? And I'm like, look, he's already done.
Yeah.
He's done. I'm reading now. And in my head, which is probably not the best way to think, but I'm like, when you read to him, you can read to him however you want to read to him. I'm reading to him now, so I'll do it my way. But when you read to him, read that book and go every other page. Let me know how that works out for you.
So,
you think it's going to work?
With Joey, he
think it's going to work?
Positive enforcement. Baby, you're doing good. Yes, you made a mistake, but here, help him, guide him, make him to feel good about it, and then he can possibly read more.
It's frustrating, but read that book. Read a page. You'll notice that a page is enough because it takes 15 minutes to get through that one page. And then the rest of the pages, it takes me 5 minutes to read the next 8 pages, or if that. So anyway,
why don't you try?
So then the sex. We'll get into that later. No,
that did not happen. I prefer makeup sex, but he does not. When he's pissed off, he's like, "You're not getting no sex from me." What? But you weren't mad last night. Yeah. No, I made you laugh, and that's why you gave it up.
You were unrelenting. You would not quit that day.
But I made you laugh.
Yeah, you did.
You know,
but the thing is that
I had to. If I wanted some, I had to make him laugh.
We get over it. But so then the next thing was for the rest of the pages, I'm pointing and reading, and I expect Joey to follow along. Like when he's slouching down, I tell him, "Hey, sit up and follow what I'm reading." And you can tell. You could tell that, right?
Yeah.
So then you decide it's cuddle time between you and Joey.
I've been so busy all day and I wanted to cuddle with my baby.
I'm reading and pointing and I look over and you two are hugged up and all I see is the back of Joey's head.
And this one flips a freaking lid.
Well, yeah, that's probably not the best, but just wait till we're done. I'm in the middle of something.
I know, but I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't do it to upset you.
But you still did it. And the thing is that you don't get... It's like, whatever.
Because to me, I didn't see it as a big deal. I mean...
Exactly.
You know, it's just...
Exactly. It's not a big
He
deal.
read, you were reading to him. Yes, he was following along.
What I'm saying is, like, if you're sitting with Joey doing math work...
That's different.
And it's not different.
Because he's actually doing it. I'm not doing math work with him, for him.
He's actually supposed to be doing this with me. But you distracted him.
Okay, so,
right?
Listeners, listen, Linda, okay? We need your help. And I'm clapping, so this is going to be very irritating.
You know what?
You're going to hear me sucking my teeth. You're going to hear me clapping my hands. Good. It's going to be just crazy, okay? But we'll get better in time. And then maybe I won't, I'll learn not to clap my hands or put my glass down hard. Anyways, what are your thoughts?
You know what I was thinking? Yeah, that's a good idea.
What are your thoughts?
We can make a poll on Facebook.
Oh, God. We can make a poll on...
Well, I'll make a poll, obviously. She's not going to do it.
Doing it.
Yeah,
I'll respond
she's not doing it. I'll make a poll.
Your post.
Yeah, anyway. So we'll make a poll, and then you guys can vote, and we'll see who wins. And then...
Was it a big deal that... Sonia Ramirez just wanted to cuddle with her son because she was working till sun up to sundown and was washing dishes when husband... Hold on. When husband was reading to my son, I was downstairs washing dishes. And then when I finished, I just wanted to go up and get some love. I saw no harm.
Or should Sonia have stayed out until we were done doing the important work that we were supposed to do and then... cuddled and gave him kisses and hugs and all that other stuff.
See, but
instead of distracting him while we're trying to read, which he needs help with.
So now that Sonia knows that
we're gonna fucking fight right now.
That Miguel gets, is so serious about the stuff, then I won't do it to hurt you. Because do I ever do anything to upset you?
No, you don't. You don't intentionally try to upset me. No.
Maybe it just goes over my head sometimes. But
I know I get irritated and I have a temper sometimes, and it's not the best. It's not the best way to handle stuff. So maybe I could have said something differently.
You could, yeah. Like if you would have just said, "Listen, babe, I know you want to cuddle, but why don't you wait till after I'm done?" Dude, I would have totally did it. Because I do love you and I do respect you and I only want the best for us and our son.
You know what? I was talking to one of the guys at work, and you know what? Not in a bad way. Because when it comes to stuff like this, I never talk bad about you, to anybody. No, I'm serious. No, you can ask.
Okay, seriously. Listeners.
To whoever's listening, anybody that's listening, that's just one thing I don't. You know what? It's not just you. And I've told you this before.
Yeah.
That is one thing that I try my hardest to keep myself from doing. Right. I might critique something, but I do not like talking crap. That's just not.
Oh, so I'm not special. It's just
that's
how you are with everybody.
No, but more than anybody else. I started
to feel good, and then
thanks. Jeez, so manipulative.
No, I'm a woman.
Exactly. That's what I just said, right?
No.
Same thing.
Whatever.
Anyway. But no, especially you. That's not something. But one of the guys from work, you know what he told me that he used to do, which is a great idea. He said that he would take his kid to Barnes and Nobles or to the bookstore, and he would just let him run around and pick out whatever books he wanted, and they could sit down and read. And then he started noticing the kind of books that he always kept bringing back.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What he was interested in, and then get those kind of books to get him reading.
Somebody told me that.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
We should do that.
Yeah, that's a first tip.
Cheers. So. I'm not as pissed at you anymore.
Yeah.
Jerk.
So, you also... Let me see if I can find it. You had a post on Facebook, right?
You're just bringing up all the dirty, like,
Bringing up old shit.
I want to be happy.
I'm bringing up old shit.
I want to, I want to connect with my listeners, and I want to help them to connect with their loved ones.
No, but this was... No, we talked about it, and this is a good thing, right?
No, it is.
Right? Because you had put a post about... well, you want me to just read it, or do you want to read it?
I don't have my phone. That's what we're recording with.
Your phone's over there, so I guess I'll read it.
He's holding my phone hostage, so...
So, as a woman,
Here, I'm reading this. Give this to me.
As a woman, I had to realize that I didn't need a man to complete me.
Dámelo.
He is the cherry on the cake.
Meaning,
I had to realize that I am enough. I also learned that in order for me to love him, I had to first love myself. Right?
See?
Anyway.
He's making fun of me, and that's like so hard.
No, but you know what I asked
That's speaking my truth.
I need something to throw up in.
Oh my God. Give me your phone. I'm going to throw my cup at you. Okay. So as a woman, I had to realize that I didn't need a man to complete me. He is my cherry on top of the cake.
Did you edit that and put that in?
Because
I knew that wasn't in there before.
Jerk, but once you said something, then okay, I was like, okay, I get it. But that's what I meant to say. Like, baby, I'm the cake. Like, I'm the cake, and you are that sweet cherry on the top.
That
helps me to, help others to taste the sweetness. But
no, but when we...
Okay, let me finish.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I had to realize that I am enough. I also learned that in order for me to love him, I first had to love myself. I am far from being perfect. I have many faults, and I have made many mistakes. I had to learn to love my imperfections. Come on, ladies. My ladies are going to get this, because as women, it's very hard. This is uncomfortable being in front of, the camera. We were going through some things. And just sitting here, not being able to hide behind anything. My hair is pulled back. I had to figure out how to fit this thing on my head, because we all want to look cute in front of the camera. But it's like, you know what? Who gives a shit? I'm going to do this thing and give it what I got. And I'm going to help some people. Yeah. Anyways, so it said I had to give myself permission to be goofy and to laugh at my mistakes. That was a hard one for me because, us women want to be perfect at everything.
Yeah.
And then it says, but also learn that I have what it takes to become better and not to use excuses for reasons why I can't achieve greatness. It is a daily chore to accept me and to love me. My challenge to you is to do the same.
Yeah.
Now, does that sound bad now that I read it out loud?
It doesn't sound, and it definitely doesn't sound bad, compared to the way I was reading it. He was like, hold on, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me talk. Don't talk after. Go ahead.
We're over here after I just made breakfast for the family. We're sitting at the table. And someone must have made a comment because I don't know if your phone dinged.
Yeah, something.
But he's like, how would you feel if I post that on Facebook about I don't need a woman to complete me, and here I am hugged up next to you looking all happy?
No, that's not, and I didn't come at you that way either.
You came to me with,
no, I didn't.
Dude, I felt your energy, and it wasn't positive.
No, it was. I was just asking. I was just wondering.
You weren't happy-go-lucky.
The first sentence, as a woman, I had to realize that I didn't need a man to complete me. Yet the picture is of me and you hugged up.
I know, baby.
But no, I wasn't asking you. I was just saying, like, if it was me and I posted that, it's like, well, I don't need any. But the picture is like we're together.
Yeah, we are, and everybody knows
but listen,
it.
But then you were explaining, right?
Yes.
And that made a lot of sense. I'm not I'm not like opposed to changing the way I see things, right? Because at first I was like, well, it's kind of weird that you say I don't need a man to complete me, yet you post a picture of you and your man, right? Yeah. And it seems like you're pretty happy with your man in your picture,
I love my man. You're my cherry, my dingleberries. No.
You're such a dork. But you explained it. Which what did you say when we talked about it?
It's just what I said, pretty much. Like, you know, as women, what I just explained. I don't want to go over it again.
But what you said is, like, usually for men, we feel like, like it's just like we just do our thing, right? And a lot of times, I don't know. Well,
I started sharing with you why, you know, women that are being abused physically or mentally, like why they stay in a relationship that is not healthy. They're not happy.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's because they can't feel that they could do better. Like, you know, they're down on themselves. Who's going to love me? You know what I'm saying? Kind of deal. Like they feel that they need a man to complete them. Like, God, baby, already made me God made me complete. You're just my cherry on my cake.
You're such a dork. Yeah.
Anyways, so we've had...
But it's good, though.
Yeah.
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 We've had what? Then we started fighting again.
No, well, see, the whole thing is, and I'm going to bring it up, but I'm going to be cool about it. Okay? Because last time I wasn't cool about it. But all this started, I don't know if it was on a Tuesday or Thursday, because I'm cooking dinner, and we all used to go to jiu-jitsu as a family.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to keep it short.
All right, go for it.
We used to all go to jiu-jitsu as a family. For those of that you don't know, in 2017, I was in car accidents back to back, and I have sciatic nerve, and I thought I got rid of it. And then when I started
issues with that.
Doing jujitsu, it like came back, and I'm like, because I really enjoyed it. Like I love working out. I like the challenge, but that was tough for me. I don't know. I liked it. You know,
you feel banged up all the time.
Not only that, but the two businesses, the speaking engagements, helping the community. There was just a lot going on. So I ended up, and maybe it's all an excuse, I don't know, but I stopped going to, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And so Miguel came home late on Thursday, and I had dinner ready. And he just made it seem like it was no big deal. And I understand that the class didn't end until 7:15, but I feel that I just felt disrespected, and for him, he's like, it's no big deal. Like, just start the dinner later on. But anyways, that was the first incident that happened. And then Joey,
yeah,
I did a post, or I wanted to do a post about, that's why you were angry. No, about how anger travels. Because when we were discussing at the table, you started, getting frustrated with the kids because you were frustrated at me. And I brought up a subject
with the kids. No.
You weren't, but you were yelling at the kids because they were commenting about what we were talking about. Yeah, you were. That same day is when I went to go hug up with Joey. And you
I don't think
got upset. So it's like one thing leads to another.
Yeah, well, one thing I know is I have a temper sometimes. And I can overreact to things. That's something I got to work on. That's something our son has to work on.
Yes. And I work with you. Like, I feel like I try to not make it worse. Like, when I know you're going, when you get upset, I know you need time. Because before, I wanted to talk about it. Like, I'm a talker. I want to solve this. Like, I want to go to bed happy. I want to go to bed happy, and I want to love. And
you would not stop.
And I want some makeup sex. And he's like, you ain't getting nothing. You ain't doing nothing. And I'm like, what? And it's like he holds it against me. Like, what the hell? Like, how usually the women hold the sex against the men, not the men holding the sex from the woman. That's a whole nother podcast. But I'm just saying, like, when a girl's in need, you need to give it up.
You got it like that. You can put it. You can hold it against them when you put it down.
All right. Oh shit! Now we're just going to totally flip the script. Yeah. Anyway.
Moving on. Okay. Another thing that I was going to mention was with Joey. When Joey and I went to Costco a few days ago, we went to Costco, and he was needing help with a new game on his tablet that he got, and he was stuck. It's like a puzzle game, and he was stuck. He couldn't figure it out. And you know him; he gets pissed off and frustrated, and he asked me to help him. And I told him, and I could do it for him, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, instead of doing it for him, how about? And I told him, I was like, Joey, if I do this for you, that thing's gonna fall over again.
No, it's not.
I was like, if I do this for you, how are you gonna feel? Are you gonna feel good? And he's like, yeah, not really knowing.
Right.
I was like, but would you feel better if you figured it out? And he was like, yeah, I would feel better if I figured it out. I was like, so how about I help you figure it out instead of me doing it for you? Mm-hmm. So we sat down next to each other, and I told him, try this. And then he eventually passed the level, and he was like super excited. And I told him, I was like, instead of asking somebody to do something for you, have them show you how to do it. Right. That way, it's more satisfying.
It's the same saying with the fish, right? You show a man, you give him a fish, you'll feed him for a day, but if you show him how to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime. Is that how it goes? Why are you looking at me crazy?
Yeah, I don't think that's the same.
Well, you're showing him, you're teaching him how to do it. Because if not, then you would be having to help him like consistency, like ongoing.
Yeah.
But you're like, let me show you.
Well,
how
I was
to do
talking
it.
more about like the feeling that you get. Like if somebody just does stuff for you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's not satisfying.
No.
As opposed to you doing it yourself and getting it done.
Right.
So
that's why I always tell you, like, you're like, let me do it for you. Like, because technology, I have such a high frequency.
That you destroy technology.
Like I have this, just positive, amazing energy.
That fries
that
everything.
I can touch a light and the freaking bulb will turn on. No, but I don't know what the heck, but stuff just breaks on me. And then all of a sudden he touches it and it freaking works. So when he tells me something, I'm like, don't tell me, allow me to do it. Because I need to do it in order to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
So another situation. Do you have anything you want to
You're just
mention?
like throwing me under the bus. No, I'm going to let you go. If I'm here to defend myself today, that's all right. I'll just choke you out later when nobody's watching. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to sleep sometime.
We had a situation with Audrey, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's weird though.
What's that?
Because at the beginning, she really liked this boy. Like she really enjoyed playing with him. She had a crush on him. And I'm like, hold up. Like we need to talk about some things. I'm talking to Miguel, like we need to talk about something. She likes this boy and he was coming over and playing with her. And all of a sudden it's like, he's coming over playing with Joey. Yeah. And I go up there and they're playing, they're having a good time. And they really just would hang out and have a great time together.
And I thought it was
he's like
weird.
2 years older.
Yeah,
he's
and I thought it was
age.
weird that usually a boy that's like 2 or 3 years older doesn't want to play with a younger kid like that.
Look
like,
at
because he wasn't coming over to play with Audrey anymore.
I know.
He wanted to play with Joey.
But if you look at Audrey prefers hanging out with girls that are younger than her.
But then we also noticed that he wanted to be on the tablet a lot.
Right. So anyways, it was just a weird situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, things started to come up and I decided that I wasn't going to allow the kids to play with him until I went to go speak to his parents.
Yeah.
And so I did that and the parents seemed very cool. I'm like, okay, well, she seems okay. She started talking to me about how he's not wanting to do work around the house because he has to move in with us. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And Joey
and
Joey's like begging, mommy, but his parents don't love him and they're so mean to him. And
he's filling their heads with a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go and meet the mom and it just seems that he's having difficulties at home because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Why are you looking at my microphone?
Because it looks like it's going to fall over.
Well, if it falls, it's going to fall in my mouth. So,
yeah.
Anyways.
You're such a dork.
Finish the rest.
Yeah. So, but you know what? Now that I think about it, he's a regular kid. Audrey, how many times? What does she do around the house? She doesn't want to do anything.
Right. But
we force her.
Okay. But when I talked to Audrey about, because our daughter was very adamant, like, Joey can't play with this little boy.
She was kind of being protective.
Like, he's not a good influence. He's not good for Joey. And no, he can't hang out with Joey. Why are you letting him hang out with Joey? So I took her in the room.
Yeah.
And why are you looking at me crazy?
I'm not.
Do I have something on my forehead or something?
Just keep going. I'm not.
Anyway, so I take her in the room and then she starts opening up to me. And she told me at the beginning, this little boy told her that some little girl jumped through his window and had sex with him when he was asleep.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Because we were doing something. I'm like, what does sex mean? Because I've never talked to her about it. She's 9 years old.
Yeah.
And so right there and then my flag went up and I'm like, oh, heck no. Like that little boy is not coming over. I need to go talk to his mom, and so.
Yeah. No, and then it made us start thinking too about like Audrey, she's 9 years old. Like at what age is appropriate to start talking to them about sex? Like when did you ever get a talk? How did you learn about any of that, all that stuff? I remember the first conversation was like, South Side? It was like I had my first boyfriend. I was with him for pregnant? 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and I think my mom put me on birth control pills. I don't even think she talked to me about sex. She's like, yeah. Like when my first boyfriend and I went to my mom, she knew that we were, getting it on, whatever. And she put it on me immediately. She's like, we're taking you in to go get birth control. Maybe it's because she got pregnant at the age of 13. She never talked to you about that beforehand.
I don't know.
There wasn't like a talk, the awkward talk.
I don't recall.
Sit down.
But I have such a horrible memory.
Yeah. I can tell you nobody talked to me about it. But I did tell you, like, my dad was the movie man.
Yeah.
And he used to sell movies at work. So the best sellers were not kids' movies.
We need to get you to go talk to a therapist. Now I understand. You never told me that. You never told me that.
So
because that influences like young kid watching that, like
yeah.
You need to get fixed. I'm taking you to therapy.
But anyway, but you know what? So I started looking up some things about this.
About
talking to kids. Yes, I started doing a lot of research. And I ended up dehydrated after about 6.5 hours. I was really dehydrated, and I needed an IV.
Anyways.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but I did start looking into it about, like, talking to kids. And
about sex.
Like, when do you do it? How do you bring it up? Because this shit, there's no fucking handbook about this.
No.
Like, so how do you do it right? Because obviously, so some of the things that I was finding out, which you kind of get an inclination about it, but you obviously don't want them learning it from their friends.
Right.
You don't want their friends to be the ones telling them about sex and about all this other shit.
But she's 9.
I understand. But they're already talking about it, obviously. So
you can't keep them in the closet.
You can't let them figure it out through their friends. Even worse, you can't let them figure it out through the fucking internet.
You need to talk to Joey.
Right?
Because he had his little pee-pee under the faucet.
That little kid, man. Ever since he was a little boy.
Yes.
Holy shit. Dude, I told you.
Hold on. We were in a jacuzzi. A spa. What's the difference between a spa and a jacuzzi?
Yes.
Like, is there different? Okay, yeah. Same shit. He had his little pee-pee on the jet. And I'm like, what the heck's going on?
He's like trying to stick it in the jet.
No, he wasn't. It was a... Oh, you're going to hell for this. Oh, my gosh.
Dude, he's going to be so embarrassed when he gets older. If this podcast gets big. But anyway,
what do you mean?
The other thing was one day, I'm like, hey, get naked, get in the shower. Get your little butt in the shower. I'm chasing Audrey down so that she can get in the shower too.
Oh, that's another thing. I got to write that down.
And he's got the water turned on from the spout. It's not on the shower. And he's got his feet up against the shower so that the water from the spout is hitting him in the dick.
Babe, don't say that.
In his wiener dog.
Okay.
And I'm like, Joey, what are you doing? Yeah. And he's like,
wait,
what?
you never told me about that.
Yeah,
when was that?
He was real little.
What do you mean real little?
It was in the other house. So he was under 5. So he was probably like 4, 3.
Oh.
Shit. Anyway, it's funny. The shit kids do.
So, okay, listeners, really quick. No, you're going to go, what?
So what I was going to say is that I looked it up. And, we need to talk to them about it. And one thing that I heard in this video was that the best thing to do is to ask them questions. Like,
to see what they know.
Yeah. Like to see what they know. Because you don't want to... you don't want to jump into the conversation of fucking fish hooking and anal and all this other stuff, and she has no idea.
Oh, fish hooking, anal, what?
Yeah, like fish hook. Anyway, don't worry about it. Well, I'll show you later. But what I'm saying is, like, if they don't know about that, you kind of bring it up to their level, right? You don't want to talk about the rusty trombone if they have no idea what the hell,
I wanted to do a spiritual podcast, but after this, I don't think anybody's going to happen.
No, we can still do this. I'll give you your Oprah minute. You're going to do your own podcast?
You can't be on my spiritual podcast. No.
I'll be the devil on the other shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, that may work. I don't know. Anyways, go ahead.
So, yeah, you want to ask them questions and find out, like, where they're at so that you can talk to them. But you also, and when you do, so you don't want to be, like, on either extreme. Like, if the kid comes up to you and is asking you, you don't want to be like, well, you know what? We don't talk about that in this house, right?
Right.
But then you also don't want to be, like, 100% like full open, right?
Right.
Because it's just you want to be at their level. You want to know what they know. There was another video that I was watching. I think it was like from parenting.com or whatever. And the lady is like talking about being straight up about the penis going into the vagina. And I'm like, holy shit. And she was like, and this is when it gets awkward. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, it gets awkward.
So listeners,
I don't be fucking talking about all that shit. But,
Miguel and
I don't know.
Our children are 9. Our daughter's 9. Our son is 10. So if you've had to go through this, we need your help. Like, go onto our Facebook, and he's going to do our plugs and stuff, but we need your help. So do some, comments, interaction, whatever. But this is something that we're looking into and something that we need your help on. So if you could please give us your feedback and your thoughts. I know you're not experts as well, but if you've been through it already, then you know some things.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah. But obviously it's something that we need to talk to her about.
So another thing is, like, our children are so close to each other. Like, they're very close to each other. They sleep together. They have their own rooms, but it's like we cannot stop them from, sleeping together in the same bed. And they're so used to taking showers together. And my daughter is developing, older. At the age of 9. It's so sad and so scary. What age do they stop taking showers?
I think they need to stop. Like, they're done.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they haven't recently, right?
They haven't, but, Joey's like, Mommy, like, why? Like, he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand.
Yeah. Well, you tell him your sister's getting older and it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and part of the whole, like, when they sleep together, they also wake up and they'll come into our bedroom while we're sleeping. Oh. So and it's mostly Audrey, because Audrey's like scared of the dark. Mm-hmm. Or like kids tell her stuff like that there's murderers out in the street at 3 o'clock in the morning. And she's like,
do they say murderers at 3 o'clock?
Shit.
I don't know, but
crazy clowns
they're supposed
to
come at,
like, at a certain
in her
time.
bedroom, at 3 o'clock and take her or kill her, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so we find her in our room
most nights.
And because she knows that we don't agree with it, and Miguel's like, threatens her, like, you're being grounded if you end up, if we find you in our bed. She sleeps at the very end of, our foot. What is it?
Yeah, the footboard.
The footboard. And I'm telling Miguel, I'm like, as parents, we're supposed to be there to nurture and to make them feel safe. So to threaten her, I mean, is that the right thing to do? No. I don't know.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I gotta, like, if she's getting up at different times of the night and coming in and waking us up, and then she's like scooting you off of the freaking bed. Like, we have a king size bed, and I have to sleep on my side. If I fucking move, I'm falling off the bed.
It's because we have dogs,
and I gotta be up at a certain, at 4 whatever in the morning.
Yeah,
like, I can't have it. But in the Jocko Kids book, or no, on the Jocko Kids podcast, the Warrior Kid podcast that we listen to, one of the things that he was talking about was having kids sleep with the light on in the hallway and having the door wide open, and then just kind of like little by little closing it until finally you can turn the light off, you can close the door, and then now you sleep with your door closed with the night light on, and then just kind of like to little by little overcome the fear. And we've tried it. And it's it's something that we still struggle with. Yeah. But
so anyways, as you can see, you guys, we are not perfect.
And then they'll also come and interrupt at awkward times.
Oh my gosh. It's always, it sucks so bad because our rooms, I should have known better. I swear to you. The next time we buy a house, it's going to be like a separate floor plan.
Yeah, the kids got to be on the other side of the house.
Their bedroom is like right across from our bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's like every time we get busy, they know the perfect
They're like, bang, bang, bang.
time. Like,
so
it's the perfect
It's freaking horrible.
It is. I don't know what to do about that.
But
anyways.
Yeah, so if you're buying a house, rooms opposite sides of the house.
Yes, definitely.
For real.
We should have known better.
Yeah.
We should have known better.
So with Joey's got this thing. You said it's happening with Audrey too, but he's got this thing right now where when he may be doing something, we tell him stop.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got to get one more in. Like, Joey, stop making noise. He'll be playing whatever, beating on something. Joey, stop. Bang. One more time.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I already told you to stop. And you said it was happening with Audrey, too.
Yeah. No.
I don't know what the deal is.
They test us. That's it. Because we threaten a lot.
I'm going to wear those little butts out.
We threaten a lot.
Seriously.
So they're like, okay, well, you've already told me once, twice, 3 times to stop, and you haven't done anything. So I'm going to continue to do it. So I don't know. Spanking, as you heard from the previous one, like my mom, if we were living in today's days, I would have been in the system.
We got spankings.
Today, like, people don't believe in spankings, and we really don't, spank our children, really. But it's like, crap, we got spanked, and we turned out pretty good. Like, you're all right. You're kind of off and need some mental help, but you're all right for the most part.
Porn and spankings
you know
for
what
me.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to sneeze, so hold up. Go ahead, keep talking. You gotta talk.
We also we have the home office the other day, and you were talking about, I think you were doing some work for the signing business for Trust Inc.
Yes.
And the desk was just, you were like, this is a disaster. Like, I have stuff everywhere. Yeah. And then you're like, this is my brain.
Yeah, it's like straight up, this is my brain.
Right?
Yeah. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I just have so much going on, and I love what I do, but it's like, I feel that because where I'm weak, you're strong.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, you could manage me. Like, I feel like if you were to put in some time and look to see what it is that I'm doing, that possibly you can help me. Because I know, I've had other people tell me, you know what, hire a business coach. And I know that is something that would actually help, is having a business coach, having somebody that's going to hold me accountable. Because like one time we sat down together to make a schedule, and how did that work? It was so frustrating. Like, we just ended up giving up.
Yeah.
You know? And so.
Well, one of the things in one of the books that I was listening to was the Jocko book, when he was talking about like the Navy SEALs and all that stuff. And like when stuff is getting crazy, like they kind of take a second just to stop and look around and see what is happening. Mm-hmm. And then they make a call. Like, all right, this is what I need. Like, this is what I need to focus on. This is the most important thing. And then you have to prioritize and start and execute. It's prioritize and execute. You start with the most important and just start knocking things out. So I don't know, like The Office. I mean, what's the most important? Like, if you're working on the signing business, then take the Legal Shield stuff and put it aside and start knocking out all the stuff with the signing business. And then when you're done with that, then you grab the next thing, grab the Legal Shield stuff and start doing that. I don't know. That's just.
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking. And that's why I started setting more of, like what needs to be done during the signing and all that other good stuff. And I wrote a list of signing agents out in Tucson because I have plans on going and visiting one of our title companies out there in Tucson, which is it's a huge company. They throw out tons of business. But in order for me to go sell myself to them, I know that I need to have notaries on point that know what they're doing so that when I go in there selling them who we are and what makes us so different, I have notaries that I believe in and trust in to go do the work.
I mean, that's your name.
So I did go on to the website to find those notaries and have to give them a call and meet them and all that other good stuff, because that's where the money's at, focusing on the activity that makes money.
Yeah.
But it's, again, with everything from being a wife, a mom, business owners. Sorry, you guys, that's my wine glass. I'm playing with it. And you hear a little vibration. It's the glass. It's nothing else.
We'll get into that on another show. Anyway. So yeah, about the business, do you have anything you want to talk about the business? Any topics? Because one thing.
Oh yeah,
go ahead.
So cool.
Yeah,
so I absolutely.
That you have right here in front of you.
Up. Where's my knife? So I love what I do. I absolutely do. With the signing business, I get it, to meet some very interesting people. And so last week, I had the opportunity to meet this couple that have been married for 50 years. 50 years.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. They opened up their home and I went and sat with them, an older couple, to witness the love that they shared still after 50 years. Like, you can feel it and you can see it. And, most signers, they'll go in there just to get the job done. Like, okay, well, here's the loan application. This is what it's, about. And they go into the details and all this other stuff. But I really like to get to know my signers. So it takes me a little, longer because I get into it. But I'm telling you, I build some amazing relationships.
You're really good at that too. Like, you tell me some stories about the things people tell you, and it's almost like creepy. I
wish that you were there to see it.
Yeah.
That's why it's like God, he directs me. The people that are in front of me are because I need to meet them. And it's crazy because a lot of the times I'm there to learn a lesson or I'm there to help someone get through something. But with this couple, they were there to help me see that love is real, even after 50 years. He's batting his fucking eyes at me. Like, see, what a jerk. And that's why when I do speaking engagements where I'm talking about truth and honesty and connection and God, I can't have him there.
I'm just messing with you,
because I'm so heartfelt and he's like, oh my God, like, this is so, amazing. And he makes fun of me. You jerk. See, I just lost.
So that love is real.
No,
they showed you that love was real.
Like, they were talking to me about their kids and they try to feed me. They felt, because the signing was so long, it was like a VA refi.
Yeah.
And they kept trying to offer me wine. They kept trying to feed me.
I would have went to that signing.
No, it's professional. You got to keep it professional. But it was so sweet.
It was like wine all over the loan documents.
I know. What is that? Grape jelly. They were eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Yeah. But it was so cool to witness it and to really see, that it does exist, that you can be married 50 years and still love each other. And what she said is that the older you get and the longer you're together, it's not about the passionate love. It's more about the companionship, like being there to, being with that person to talk to and share things with and to sit there and laugh about a stupid movie or whatever. It's just the companionship, she said. Such a beautiful, just great to witness.
That is cool. And that's one thing nowadays, like, I don't know. It seems like people are quick to, just, we're done.
Yeah. And that was me. Before us.
Yeah.
Like, that was me. Yeah. Now, it's like, I don't feel like I used to feel. Like, when things get challenging between us, it's not so easy. Like, I'm going to get up and leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I truly love you, though. So it's like, I want to fight for that love.
I love you too, babe.
Aw. You're going to get made fun of for that.
No, but talking about me being a jerk and always messing with you when you get sentimental. The other day we were watching a movie. That's why I don't present in front of you. The other day we were watching a movie.
Yeah.
I think it was called
so
A Dog's
sad.
Way Home. I
don't
fell asleep.
Watch it.
It was.
Wait, hold on.
They said it was sad.
What was the name again?
Shit. I think it's called A Dog's Way Home. Is that what it
is?
is?
Don't watch it. Like, it's just so
I don't
sad.
know.
It was so hard.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, you did.
And I wake up during the fucking sad part of this movie. And I look over at my wife, and she's fucking crying. And I got my daughter on the other side, and I look over at her, and she's crying. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I'm over here on one arm. My daughter's on the other arm.
Look, the thing is that I thought... So we're hanging out as a family, and I thought this was gonna be a good. You look at the cover of the movie, and it's got a freaking cute puppy on it.
It was his idea
and it's called
to
A
watch
Dog's
it.
Way Home. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. We can all. And I fucking fall asleep and wake up, and both of you are crying. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. And even when the movie was over, my daughter was still crying.
You guys were jacked up.
It was so bad.
Oh my God.
It was so sad.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was funny, but
it was funny.
Well, to me, I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Oh man. But so lately I've been working a lot. So this is one thing
we've both been working a lot.
No, we've both been working out. But as far as like work goes for me, I mean, it's like 6 days a week. Like we're working more hours during the week. We're working more overtime. We're working 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. Usually it's like 6 days. But I was talking to some of the people at work, and they feel like kind of like we're being taken advantage of or something, you know? But I think, like, thinking about it, I was kind of thinking it's more a matter of perspective, right? Because there are things that you can take advantage of. You don't have to just be taken advantage of, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, just last week, I finished that program with ASU.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to get this green belt, whatever, even though I'm not going to be able to, beat anybody up with that green belt. But, it's something that they offer that I took advantage of, that no matter where I go, I can take it with me. And then in August, the black belt class starts with ASU, and I'll take that one. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to like, oh, they're taking advantage, like they don't just have to take advantage. You can take advantage too.
Right.
There's other things that are offered. It's just, I think it's a matter of perspective, the way you look at it. If you see it as, oh, they're just taking advantage of me, well, then yeah, maybe. Yeah. But you can't, there's stuff out there, right? Yeah. You just got to go out and find it.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So at this point, we would normally have some questions from our listeners, but we haven't gotten any yet. And this is the first actual episode that we're doing, right?
Yeah. I did get one of my listeners. Well, it wasn't a question, but Mario Sabalsa, he decided that he's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and sponsor you for your energy drinks. And I'm like, what? Because he sent me some money for Starbucks. And he's like, yeah, do you drink Bing? I'm like, my husband does. Bing, the energy drink.
The Bang energy drinks? Yeah,
Bang. Anyways. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Forget that. How about you sponsor our alcoholic beverages?
Hell, you know what? We can have different theme podcasts. We can have one where just all on energy drinks, like Wired going. Right. And then we can get all hammered with the, vodka. Yeah. And he can send us drinks. And then he can send us like heroin or meth.
But babe, really?
I'm just kidding. But he can sponsor our podcast in different ways.
No, but what's really cool about his business really quick, he has a mobile barbershop out in California.
Really? That's cool.
And he helps a lot of children with challenges, like disabled children that can't, where you go to a barbershop and they can't handle the child.
Yeah.
He actually goes to them and does free haircuts and stuff. But I don't remember the name of it anyways, but
we'll get that to you next time.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I think we're getting to the end of the show. We wanted to mention that the show is sponsored by our business, by Trust Inc., trustink.com.
Yes.
And Trust Inc., you can find quality, affordable legal services through Legal Shield. We're independent associates of Legal Shield. You can go ahead, take over.
So Trust Inc., what Trust Inc. is we are a mobile notary. We provide mobile notary services as well as certified signing
agents.
Okay, we're nationwide. So if you work for a title company and you're looking for a reliable, professional, dependable mobile notary that can come to you, we can provide that. If you're a law firm that maybe does estate planning that needs a mobile notary, we can help you with that as well. Or maybe even if you just have a title that you need to, title over to somebody else. Anyways, Trust Inc., that's what we do there with Trust Inc. We are executives, independent associates with Legal Shield, where we provide affordable, quality legal services, not only here in Arizona, but in all 50 states. And so.
Awesome.
Yay.
And as far as our podcast goes, you can go to oppositesattractpod.com. And that right now will forward you to our Facebook page. And we also have a Facebook group where you can join the group and you can interact with us and with the other people that are part of the Opposites Attract community. And you can put questions in there. You can probably check out the poll that we're going to make. You can put that, you can vote on that in there. You guys vote for me. So yeah, you can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram at Opposite Pod. All of it is at Opposite Pod. And you can also get this podcast on iTunes, on Stitcher, Google Play Music. You can get it on all the different podcast apps. And
we also place a link.
Yeah, we put the links on our Facebook page. And actually, we put it on all the pages. So you should be able to find it. And if you can't find it, I really don't know how you're going to let us know. Because if you can't find it, you're not listening. So thanks for listening. We appreciate you guys. And we'll talk to you next week.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.